Hi, I'm Melinda, Web of Stories, sorry. It is mid-month book bash. This is my little intro video. My husband keeps talking to me from the other room, so we'll see how this goes. Anyway, mid-month book bash. Mid-month book bash. We do this every month. It was started by Doris at Aldi Books, and it's just a weekend to really kind of focus on our reading. Starts on Friday, ends on Monday, so it is a long weekend. My weekend is long anyway because my kids are home from school, and I don't know why. Don't know why they're home from school. I mean, they don't have school. That's why they're home from school, but I don't know why they don't have school. So anyway, I will give you little snippets of my life as we go along. But as for what I am reading, I am going to be starting, I'm reading a lot. I'm reading a lot of books right now. But I think that my focus books, well, the two books I'm going to focus on. One is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, which I have been reading. It's not horror, like spooky horror, but it's still classified as horror. So I've had it for a long time. So I said, I'm going to give this one a try. And I'm about a third of the way through it, and I'm really enjoying it, but it's not a book that I can just sit there and read for hours. Like I can read for a little bit and then room. So I'm not sure if I'm going to finish that this weekend. And then I am going to, so I'm starting a buddy read. Today's Friday, by the way. I'm starting a buddy read on Sunday. So I tried to think of something that I could kind of fit in there between now and then and might be able to finish, or at least not have overlap too much with my buddy read. So I think I'm going to start Horrorstör by Grady Hendrix. Jennifer Loves Books recently said in her wrap up that she read it in a day, I think. So this gives me Friday, Saturday to read it before I have to start my buddy read. And if it overlaps a little bit, that's okay too. That's perfectly fine. So yes. Oh, as for short story collections, which I do try to read a short story a day, I am reading from Dark Tales by Shirley Jackson, which has been a very good pick for this time of year, I just have to say. Definitely not going to finish it this weekend. So that's kind of what's going on. As for things that we're doing, we don't have anything super special planned this weekend. We are kind of like in nice fall color time right now. So maybe on Sunday we might go look at fall colors after church or something like that. Also, we're kind of getting to the edge of warmer weather. I think this is like our last day where we're supposed to be in the 70s, and then temperature goes down, which is fine. So yeah, that's what's going on. I will try and remember to give you snippets of my life as the week goes on, and we'll see how much I get done this weekend. So on to the next update. Look at that. Big basket of books, also my Waterloo stash, and some boxes need to go someplace. These are all the books apparently from my son's room, and my husband told him to get rid of the boxes, or the books that he wasn't going to read, and he said that was all of them. So my job now is to go through these and see which ones I can donate to an organization that I like to donate to that provides mostly, clothes and necessities to the poorest of children. But they also do books, and they're always low on books. So I'm going to go through here and see what is salvageable and what is probably in such bad shape I just need to recycle it. Okay, I think I'm tempting fate doing this video out here because my tripod keeps collapsing on me for reasons that I don't understand. But it's a beautiful Saturday here in the Pacific Northwest. It's 71 degrees out. I'm not going to be out here very long, just because. But I wanted to do a quick reading update. So yesterday I did start Horrorstör. I'm getting through it pretty quickly, so this will be a fun read. I chose this one because I knew I could get through it quickly because I was supposed to start a buddy read of Hill Women tomorrow, Sunday, but I touched base with Kim, who I'm buddy reading this with, and we're going to do it later in the month. So this one's going aside, which means I have a choice of what I'm going to read after Horrorstör. So I think what I'm going to start with is this book that I got through it's for my postal book group, and I need to get it read by the end of the month so I can send it on. And it's Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. It looks like it's a domestic thriller. I'll read a little bit of the synopsis here. It says, Lucy and Savvy were the golden girls of their small Texas town. Pretty, smart, and enviable, Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and an even bigger new home. Savvy was the social butterfly, loved by all, and, if you believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. But after Lucy is found wandering the streets covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks she is a murderer. So it's going to be a pretty quick read. And then I think what I'm going to do, because I'm in kind of a witchy mood, and it's probably because I've been watching Agatha all along, as opposed to All About Agatha. Again, very confusing, those two titles. This was my book of the month book for this month, and it's The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook. I think C.J. Cook is an author that Jennifer at Jennifer Loves Books really likes. Is that right? But it's, you know, witches, and this is the season. 'Tis the season to be reading about witches. It does look like it's a dual timeline, so we'll see how this goes, but this just looks very intriguing to me, and I need to be better about reading my book of the month books as they come in. So yeah, I think I will do this one and then this one. So yes, yeah, I don't have, let's see, I have my book club this evening for Malas. So I think after I film that, after we have that book club, I think tomorrow I might film a standalone review of it to post later. But yeah, so that's what's going on for right now. I'm hoping tomorrow the weather will hold and we can maybe after church go around and you can see some fall colors from around here. I know the lighting's weird here, but it's the best I can do. Anyway, on to the next update. Look what came today, and we're gonna see how certain presidential candidates think of Oregon. Let's get here. Sorry, the Simpsons are playing in the background, but look at this. Look who is in our voters pamphlet. And this nut, and of course, and that's it. Interesting. Well, I hope the voters of Oregon recognize that one of the candidates didn't care enough to put themselves into our voters pamphlet. Hey, it's Sunday night. You may or may not have seen a video of the countryside through our dirty windshield today. I wanted to go for a ride to see the fall colors, and they aren't quite at their peak here. And then my husband took a different route that didn't cover me. Look, on my back, you can see our bathroom there. If I were smart, I would have brought my tripod up here, but I'm not smart. So anyway, I'm up here hiding in the bedroom. I actually was going to say I was going to go to bed at a decent hour, and then I realized it's 10 o'clock, so that's not really a decent hour. My son was watching Strange Ways to Die videos on YouTube, and my husband was reliving all of the Pacific arena of World War II. And he's now moved on to horror movies, and they kept competing with volume. And I'm in sensory overload. So I'm like, that's it. I had my noise canceling headphones on so I could read, but then my ears got sweaty. It was too much. I did finish Horrorstör today, which I liked. I'll talk more about it in my wrap up. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as My Best Friend's Wedding. And this is going to sound like it's a dig at Horrorstör, but it's actually a compliment. It's a very gimmicky book, which is intentional, and it does that well. So that's good. My arm, I wish I had my tripod. There we go. So I did that. And I wanted to talk about two books that I don't really talk about that I'm reading. One is this one. You'll see it like on my wrap-ups. I'm like reading it. This is Gmorning, Gnight by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So in like, I don't know, 2017, I don't know. It was during the administration of the former guy. Lin-Manuel Miranda was writing a good morning and a good night tweet every day, so 2 tweets a day, and this is just a collection of them. And I could read this entire book in, I don't know, maybe half an hour, but I'm reading like 1 tweet a day. or 2 tweets a day, a tweet in the morning and a tweet in the afternoon, in the evening. So it's going slowly, but I'm getting there and I'm enjoying it. It's a really kind of little sweet thing to read. I am not going to keep this book once I finish it. I have a friend who I think would really benefit from it, so I'll be giving it to her. And the other book, which I don't even count as a book, oh, I'm sorry, my arm's getting tired, count as a book I'm reading because it's one of my bedtime stories. I like to listen to audiobooks of like books that I love when I go to sleep. And I have been listening to A Room with a View, which I love that. I love that book, love the movie, but I hadn't read it in a long time. It's probably been like 10 years. And I realized that I had it in my Audible queue. So I decided to turn it on, and I was a little wary because my bookish best friend had listened to an audiobook of it and hated it because she said it was like a really old audiobook back when audiobooks were for basically only meant for the visually impaired people. So it was very dry, there wasn't a performance element to it. This one's a newer one. It's narrated. The one she had was narrated by a man. This one's narrated by a woman, and it is very emotive. And I'm really enjoying it. And I tell you who the narrator is, but it's on my phone and I'm filming on my phone, so I can't. I'll try to remember to put it down in the notes below when I edit this. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm probably going to finish it tonight, so then I need to figure out what to read next. I do have a collection in my Audible queue of bedtime stories. I think I have all of the Boy Wizard books on there. I don't know if I'm really up for that. And also, I don't know if those are really good bedtime stories. I don't know. I was listening to, I listened to the first 2 Cork O'Connor books because I've read those. And I don't really like the narrator on them. So I don't know if I'm going to keep listening to that. I do have Still Life by Louise Penny. I could do that one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So anyway, yeah, that's my reading for today. The other book I was reading, and we're going to see how this turns out, but I have been reading Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. And I have been really wanting to read this book. And I just decided to read it. And because it's been on my Kobo for like over a year. And I don't know if this is the perfect time or the worst time for me to be reading it. And I don't want to say too much about it because it's not my story to tell, but I have friends, a couple that are going through I don't want to say similar thing because it doesn't involve submarines or submersibles, but the overall, relationship issue, similar thing. And so it's been kind of really sad and painful to watch them. And then I'm reading this at the same time. So I don't know if it's perfect timing or horrible timing. We'll see. I did go ahead and add that book to the possibilities list for our Marginals and Margaritas group, book group, because I know I'm going to have to read it again. And I do want to discuss it with someone. So hopefully we'll choose that book in the somewhat near future. Anyway, yeah, that's my update for tonight, Sunday night. Tomorrow morning I get to go to the dentist. Yay. But my kids will be back at school because that's a holiday and they're going to be there for a holiday, but they weren't there on Friday. I don't know why they didn't have school on Friday. Anyway, that's my reading time. I am going to go decompress and try to, I can hear the horror movie like through the floor. Anyhow, it's going to be a long night. So anyway, talk to you later. Hello. I should drink my coffee. It's not a weekly wrap up, but I am wrapping up this vlog. It's Tuesday, the 15th of October, and I didn't update yesterday because yesterday was I will tell you a little something about me. I am either the best person in meetings or the worst person in meetings, depending on your viewpoint. I am the sort of person who, we have an agenda, we have a time to do this, I'm going to respect everyone's time, and we're just going to do this and go. So if you're that kind of person, we should be in meetings together. And I mean actual meetings where you're supposed to do something, not like book club meetings or anything like that. But if you're someone who likes to chit chat and go where things go, I'm not your person. But I had a Girl Scout meeting last night, a service unit team, so it was the adults. And we have some on Zoom and we have some in person. And I'm all for the ones that you have to have in person because you have to pick things up or something like that. But this was one where we didn't actually have to have it in person. And I was like, why is this not on Zoom? It was not a meeting for me, and I was very frustrated. And I also couldn't hear much, just the room we were in. It's not a great room for a meeting. It's really high ceilings, and then it had the HVAC going, and I just couldn't hear anything. So I was there in body, but not in spirit at that point, because I just couldn't hear anything. Anyway, I was very frustrated with that, and so when I got home, I was like not into reading. And I brought a book over here, right over there. Hold on. I did want to touch on this book, and I brought it over, and then I just left it at the end of the table. But I did start this yesterday, which is Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. So this is a mystery. I think this is probably more mystery than thriller, but I'm only read one chunk of it. And it's for my postal book group. It's going to be a really fast read. I do wish I was listening to this on audio though, because there's a podcast element. And I think books that have podcast elements work really well in audio, but I don't have audio. I have this. And so anyway, I did start it. I don't think this is going to be a huge hit book for me. It might be entertaining, but it's not going to be something that I remember. The writing style's a little bit flippant for me. You're talking about like murder. I mean, yeah, this is a murder mystery. And it's just flippant. And I'm not quite sure that tone, I don't want to say it doesn't fit for the situation, because I think it portrays the tone that the author wants to have. I just would rather not have that tone in a murder mystery. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm not that far into it. So yeah, but that was, yesterday they put a roadwork sign in our yard, and they're finally taking it down. Anyway, so that was my one last update. Other than that, let's see, I finished Horrorstör. I started this one, and other than that, I just kept on going with what's going on. So I have not yet started to edit this video, so I don't know if I have any like footage of driving through the country and taking videos through our dirty windshield, but we'll see. So there you go. Thank you to Doris for starting Mid-Month Book Bash. It's always a lot of fun. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.